What is the biggest adult temper tantrum that you've ever witnessed? I worked the front desk at a hotel a few years ago. A guest came to check in around 10 p.m. and asked if he could get a room with 2 beds. He booked 1 bed. I told him we were sold out of rooms with 2 beds. Before I could offer him anything else, he took the bowl of apples we had at the desk and threw it against the wall. Then he took his own laptop, threw it on the ground and started kicking it around the lobby. Security came out promptly and told him he needed to leave, which obviously prompted more screaming and kicking. Needless to say, he didn't stay at the hotel that night. One time I was in Target trying to return something, so I was in the customer service line. There was a lady a couple of people in front of me at the counter arguing with an employee about some coupon she was trying to use. Evidently this had been going on for a while before I arrived, as I could see the people in front of me were visibly irritated and antsy. The whole time this was going on, the woman's husband had their 2 kids standing right next to the main door of the store waiting. Mind you, this was about 9 p.m. at night, and both kids were in their pajamas, so were both adults, for that matter. One of the kids was literally screaming bloody murder the entire time. Periodically, the woman would turn aside from her conversation with the employee and outright yell at the kid to shut up. This lady wasn't backing down about the coupon business, and neither was the employee. It got to the point where both of the people in front of me gave up and just left. I wanted to do the same, but I really needed to return this item and didn't want to have to come back another time. So I'm now next in line, and can hear a lot better what's going on. This lady is freaking out now, telling the employee how she'll get her fired, getting inches from her face and yelling all kinds of insane shit for an adult to do. The employee, God bless her, remained cool and calmly told her the coupon could not be honored. This whole time I just assumed this coupon was for some significant savings, but what I heard next, I'll never forget. The customer screams, "I'm not paying 24 cents extra!" 24 cents. That was what the coupon was for. This lady had been standing here for literally 45 minutes willingly embarrassing herself and keeping her exhausted kids from sleeping over 24 cents. I seriously don't understand some people. Shout out to that employee though. I would need a long shower and a few drinks after that interaction. This happens all the time. When I worked at Best Buy, I had someone who wanted to use a coupon that states for full price items only, so I said no. They bitched, so I did an override, put the item at full price, applied the coupon which made it $30 more, and then she threw it at me. I called over to AP to call the cops without her knowing and then told her I'd take care of her. Cops showed up, she got slapped with a bunch of shit and ended up seeing time for assaulting an officer. I think it has to be when the ancient supermarket across the way was closing, because a new store had been built a mile away. They had this huge, everything must go sale. I was scavenging for closeouts, as was everyone else. At the checkout, a 60-something woman was angry that you people didn't have what she wanted. Then she proceeded to tell the cashier, in her 40s, she was happy she was losing her job and she hoped she would become homeless. At some point she also called the cashier a nincompoop. The manager asked her to leave and she went on an incomprehensible tirade. I just hope that old lady never walked into the new store, because the entire staff of the old store worked there too, and I strongly suspect they will remember her. My retail days. I loved having people freak out and say they were never coming back. Then when they inevitably are back a week later, I could smile and say, "Welcome back." When I was 16, I worked at McDonald's. This was in the days of Beanie Babies. A woman came in with her 2 small children. She ordered some Happy Meals and wanted a specific Beanie Baby. When she found out that we didn't have it, she flipped out. She called us every name in the book, right in front of her little kids and everyone else's kids. She was a real meanie baby. I worked in a grocery store and a woman asked me to slice her organic bread. She flipped out when she discovered that non-organic bread was also sliced on the machine. She stomped her foot and yelled, "But that messes up the organic integrity." It was my last week working there, so I simply told her, "Ma'am, please understand, I'm not emotionally involved in the situation." She froze and just walked away with the bread. That's the nicest way of saying I don't give a fuck I've ever heard. A little old lady in an unbridled rage, absolutely red in the face, screaming at a teenage Baskin-Robbins employee because she wanted 10 cents off a 99-cent ice cream cone. The deal was only available on Sundays and it was Thursday. She made us wait in line behind her while she argued over a dime. The cashier couldn't do anything because the register was electronic and wouldn't apply the discount. I was about to pay the lady in loose change to move along, but someone stepped in to assist us off to the side. We were in and out in a few minutes, and the irate octogenarian was still raging when I left. I used to work in an ice cream parlor, and the amount of abuse hurled at us was ridiculous. I've worked other customer service jobs, but there's something about ice cream that brought out the worst in humanity. Once had dinner at a restaurant with a group of people who'd been partying all day. Just after the meal was served, one guy cracked it about something and upturned the whole table. Food spilt, plates destroyed, dresses ruined, and he walks off down the road. To make matters worse, we all had to chip in to pay for the smashed plates and uneaten meals. What a great end to fun day. I work in retail, and I saw one woman literally flip her full cart over and walk out after her coupons wouldn't go through. It was actually extremely impressive now that I think about it. It must have had $150 of groceries at least. Flying out of JFK with my boss and team analyst. We have about 1:15 before our flight leaves, so we decide to sit down and eat at one of those restaurants where you order via a tablet. We all order. 10 minutes later our food comes out. My boss and I get burger, he gets his with a side salad. Team's analyst gets a chicken sandwich. Guy at table next to us looks at my boss's plate, very condescendingly states, "You're eating my turkey burger." Boss lifts his bun, confirms burger is beef and answers, "No, I'm eating my hamburger, not your turkey burger." Guy at table next to us now stands up, looks like a German villain from a bad 80s movie. Guy makes a beeline to the waiter that served us and starts screaming, "Where is my turkey burger? I was here 4 minutes before the three of them and still don't have my turkey burger." Waiter, who is an older Indian man, is visibly nervous. Guy keeps screaming, "I ordered a turkey burger, it hasn't came. I want my turkey burger, I demand satisfaction." Waiter says he'll check and rushes back into kitchen, slinks back out about 2 minutes later. Noticeable knows he has to confront this guy again and doesn't want to. "Sir," says the waiter, "no order has been placed at any of the tablets on your table." Guy starts screaming, "This is bullshit, you think I don't know how to use a tablet? I want my turkey burger, I demand satisfaction." 5 more minutes ensue of him screaming about demanding satisfaction. Waiter finally grabs the tablet at his table. Order for turkey burger was keyed in. Submit order button was never hit. Guy is now angry and embarrassed, has a look on his face like he's going to go home and beat his wife. Waiter looks smug, he's the one who actually got satisfaction out of all of this. The parking garage near my work is a frustrating place. The monthly customers have a parking pass that lifts the gate to get in and to get out. The thing is, the pass and their sensor don't work. You have to creep up to where you think the sweet spot might be, wave your pass around, reverse and try again, curse a bunch, endure people behind you honking despite them going through the same thing. Frustrating. Not surprisingly, I witnessed a grown man throw the most excellent temper tantrum I've ever seen. The gate wouldn't go up, and he just started screaming in his car and smashing on the horn, straight out of a movie. The worst part is that the gate always seems to go up right when you reach peak rage. So he's yelling away, and then the gate is just like, "Alright, man, I'll open." Jeez. Plot twist. There's no sensor, it's just a guy watching the cameras waiting for peak rage before he opens the gate. "What's your profession?" "Oh, I'm a certified a-hole. I make people mad and get paid to watch." I was at the pharmacy around 8 p.m., waiting in line behind an older lady. The pharmacist tells her she'll have to pick up her prescription tomorrow at 10 a.m. because this location doesn't carry this particular medication. The following ensues. "Lady, I'll wait." Pharmacist, "No ma'am, we physically don't have it in this store. You have to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. "Lady, let me speak to the manager." Pharmacist, "I am the manager, I'm the pharmacist, and this is my store. I'm telling you, we do not have this medication right now." "Lady, can you just give me one pill and I'll get the rest tomorrow?" Pharmacist, "Ma'am, we don't have any of the pills here." "Lady, what if I pay you for the cost of that one pill right now, and I get the rest tomorrow?" Pharmacist, "Ma'am, I can't give you one pill because we have 0 pills in this store. You'll be fine until tomorrow at 10 a.m., I promise." The woman proceeds to go APSHIT. She begins throwing stuff on the shelves onto the floor, stamping on them, screaming about how she will sue this pharmacy and how she's never seen such terrible customer service in her life. She even started kicking the partition between her and the pharmacist, threatening to go back there and fill it herself. It didn't even seem like she was upset about the medication itself. It was more that she didn't get her way and didn't want to come back. He asked the clerk to come help, and the whole time, she's grabbing for things and throwing them onto the floor in fury. She gets escorted out, and we could still hear her yelling outside. Edit. The medication wasn't for any kind of mental disorder or anger problem. Not so much a tantrum, but just an incredible rage incident. I watched as a woman exiting an Einstein Brothers bagels looked into her bag and in anger over some error in her order perfectly frisbeed an all-grain bagel across the length of the store, over sitting customers, and beamed the cashier perfectly on the head. Her aim was so impressive that none of us, including the cashier, could do anything but stare in silence all. Do you have a similar story? Leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.